We are Kiwi Brick Exchange, a Bricklink seller located in Wellington, New Zealand. We resell on Bricklink and BrickOwl, and these videos will provide you a behind-the-scenes look into our systems and processes.
Welcome into the vlog for another week featuring all of us sorting bulk, and we've set up now in the other room. Our wife is a bit unwell this week, and getting through as much as possible today. So this is the haul from last week. We'll see what we can find.
Well, the room is in some state at the moment. I thought I'd show you the reality of running a Bricklink store. And we're in mid-cleanup, so just consolidating all of our sorted categories that you saw before into containers. But what I've noticed is that a lot of our containers are full. So these are all 1x2 plates. Just below that is bricks. And so our rule is once we get to a box this size, we part out. So it looks like we're going to hit probably the plates first and then maybe a box of Technic. Although I'm thinking I might even try and get 2 boxes of Technic. It just can be such a wide range of lots in here. There's a few things creeping in that it's a bit trickier, whereas plates quite simple to get into. You know, pretty simple standard sizes, not a lot of categories, so it makes it quite easy part out of that as well. Also got openings below that, and this is just going to become a kind of bulk box of parts and things. Which we might do as a big bulk lot on TradeMe or something. Definitely some good pieces that we've started to identify. I mentioned these in a vlog last week. And we've got a number of full figures. And one that just absolutely shone out today is this helmet here from an Indiana Jones figure. That helmet alone is $35. The figure is $65. And the whole set goes for about $550. Now, we've definitely got the Venator, because there's a few other things in there. From our haul last week, but that plus the Venator means we're looking at probably 4 or 5 times the amount we purchased for it. Safe estimate. Once we sort of go through all the bulk and stuff, I imagine it's a lot more. So really exciting. Definitely a lot of discoloration and things, so we're probably going to have to make a big bulk lot of that. And our minifig reject pile is getting up to be probably also an auction as well. So definitely a lot of things to do today. I had to take the wifey in to the hospital this morning, so that was a few hours gone. She's on the mend, which is good, but it has meant that this mess has taken a bit of a backstage. So we're going to do some cleaning now and catch up with you a bit later if we have any orders, which currently we have not today. Another week, another haul, people. This one here is a tub, probably about a 30, maybe 20 litre full of Lego. We picked this up on Marketplace a while back, and the old man's been keeping care of it because it was closer to where he lives, and there's some good ones in there. Unfortunately, the base plate that this is sitting on is rather squished, so I'm not sure what we're going to do with those ones, but you can see the number of tiles and things on here. There's a lot of sets, obviously, that make up this one. One thing I noticed really early on was those train and roller coaster pieces, which is a heap of larger plates. And since we're about to get sorted through those, I thought we'll pull some of those out and just make the tub a little bit more easy to deal with. Also some interesting figures coming out already, as well as some nature. Definitely some trolls in there, Minecraft, and potentially some slightly older sets. And sitting right on the edge there, some lovely animals, which is always a good find. We picked this entire box up for $60. I reckon there's 8 kilograms in there, so really, really good haul for the price that we paid, and we're going to keep sorting through that. I really have no idea what I'm going to find in this one. Just goes to show, though, we're hitting another good Lego haul. Monday afternoon in the store, and it has been an interesting one to start the day. We've got 3 orders ready to go out in the post, but I haven't got there today. And the room's looking a lot tidier than it was yesterday. We have had an order arrive from Noah at the Brick Shed, and he's also sent us a lovely t-shirt. Working on a couple of 3D prints for him, and that's sitting over in the box there. Some inserts, and then also sending a shirt back his way. So that was very nice, and finishing off, hopefully, our Star Wars mock there. Everything's a lot more tidy on this side, and what we're going to try and do today is take some of the parts that have been sorted in this box over here in part type, add it to our bulk bins, and then start doing a bit of a part out of those ones there. Just starting on the process as well of reorganizing our oversized bins. I gave the wee one one of these ones rather, and what we're going to do is try and put these 2 high. Basically, whatever fit in that fits in one of those flat ones, and if I can get 2 per shelf, then basically we're doubling the capacity for our oversized bins, especially as these are not really designed for these shelves here, but they are useful for different things. So these ones seem to be a nice fit for that. Looking around the store, didn't quite get to that, and I'll explain why in a second. We've got these organisers, probably going to go to the odd man, as well as the base plates, and just some bulk parts in that one there. And then around in the store, featuring the wee one, we, as I said, we're working on some 3D prints. Got our float there ready for the market on Saturday we're doing, and then we've just got a set here that was a marketplace purchase, as well as this one going out on marketplace. And the reason it's been a bit of an interesting start to the day is that I've been off to the hospital with wifey, who needed another checkup. So we spent the first 6 hours of the day in ED. Had to take real work off, and we're back home now after a long sleep. So that's been an interesting start to the day. So not a lot of Lego progress, but we have done a bit of tidying, and we're going to put those two up on marketplace now, since we already have one over there, which is for our markets. Then probably going to start tackling, trying to get some more plates out from this, and then this one here is all sorted into part type. Thank you to our two helpers for that. Alright, so we've emptied out the tub now and got all of our sorted pieces into their bagged categories, which is looking really good. I've spotted a couple of things in wrong bags and things, and also this was in our reject pile, but is definitely an okay condition Lego piece. So pretty good sort here. We've got all these slicker parts, which we mentioned will go in a bulk lot, but getting those number of plates really good, and we're going to tackle that tub there now, and a bit more of adding plates into the store. They do seem to be a quick sort while we're watching a movie. So that's the plan for the rest of the night, and sort of thinking this week, we are getting obviously close to that 1,000 mark, but just how we get those parts up. We've had a few orders come in, which has sort of dropped that again. But yeah, that 4,000 part goal for the week I think is a really good one. We've got the old man coming down at the end of the week with a lot of the 3D printed gear and equipment, so that's going to be able to do a little bit of a rearrange. But this week's also going to be getting a lot of the auctions on TradeMe, which is our version of eBay over here. Sort of our B-grade minifigure parts, which is a shame, things like this. Great Star Wars figure, but extremely discoloured. So those will be going in an auction, as well as all of our bulk. We generally sell all of our reject bulk, either non-Lego or sort of discoloured and stuff, for about $10 a kilogram. So it's normally pretty good. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes it can be hit and miss, but pretty good one. And then we're also building up our lots up here for Bricktastics for Damien, and sending all of our city figs and things directly to him. In the order from No this week as well, we finish off this minifigure, which is Star Wars 0902. And so they'll be getting that in the store, and a few more that are just not really finding any spots or places to complete, so we might end up just parting those ones out. And I really don't know what to do about these. There's a lot of sort of stuff like this in the back, which I guess we could go through testing it, but I might even just do that as a big bulk lot as well. Just trying to clear some space. As we all know, space is at a premium. That's really about it. And then obviously the order in the corner that we mentioned just before. So we'll get these into combining them with our bulk lots over there, which as you can see is looking quite full. Well, welcome into Wednesday night, and it has been one of those weeks, people. We have not done a lot on Bricklink. I've been actually spending most of the time at the hospital with my wife, who is on the mend. So we haven't done a lot, but we have started to get plates into part type. We did a big sort of that. We've got a number of lots that are going in. We've done a 1,200 piece part upload. We're going to update our countdown subs and parts, and we're going to try and get some stuff done. It's been a very, very busy and tiring week. 14-hour wait in the emergency department, so that's interesting. That box over there is full of a couple of Star Wars sets. We'll open that up in a second for you. And we also had some other sets discounted, almost up to about 40%, which was really, really nice. A couple of battle packs and things, which we'll show you, and a couple of nice sets. Well, I'm hoping they are. And the nice thing is, we were at the ED department, and we're able to order these. So thank you, Mighty Ape, for delivering in the same day. So we've got these battle packs here, 3 of them. Picked these up for $20 each, which I thought with 4 nice looking troopers in there and some parts, they were worth grabbing. So 3 of those, 1, 2, and 3. I'm glad they're there. And then also 2 of these X-Men sets, which have some nice minifigures, which seem to be selling pretty well. And got these for a really good discount as well as free delivery. So it kind of was a no-brainer to grab a couple. Probably won't go on the shelf. We do want to get them in the store, but it's a couple sets to part out. We've still got 2 of our tuxedo cats that are sitting under here. So we're going to get to that shortly. But it is going to be another one of those weeks where we're getting things done as best as possible and uploading. This is a big bunch lot of sticker parts, which you can do a big bulk, probably even just a $1 auction just to clear it. So that's the state of the store at the moment. Got rid of that box of all the sort of parts that's going to go back in storage, and we sold one of the organisers this morning, which is great. And users looking pretty full, but we've got the parts over there that we can start adding to. That's about half full, I'd say, and the rest going in. So a little bit of a tidy up, which we did a bit more of yesterday when we got time, and then more uploading. There was a comment from the vlog last week as well. Someone just asking sort of how we organise our store. So I'll just give you a sort of brief run through if you're a bit newer. Most of you, if you've been around for a while, would have seen me do a couple of these, but just sort of how we lay out our store. And it does look a lot bigger on the camera, but if you got a similar organizer to this, we're actually 3 organizers wide. Basically, as our entire store fits into there, plus then I guess it's like 1 organizer wide if we're going by measurements, going that way. Now, that is the size of our store. The rest of the room is generally, there's a bed here, which isn't currently, and we actually use it as our guest room. So I've got what I would reckon is about just under a half of the actual space of this room. So it's a normal sized bedroom, I would say, and we've got half a bedroom, which we operate out of. Now, in the store currently is almost 100,000 parts, which is awesome. And so we are trying to maximize as much space as possible. There are things that we do, like having these lying up next to each other. And, you know, these here we've got to pull out every time, which is not super efficient for picking. But, you know, you just got to make do at the moment. Hopefully we're going to get to a bigger space at some point. So, I'll start you off with the way we would do our pick path. So we would start up here for our AAs. And now we've got 2 letters for our remarks. And the reason for that is when it spits it out on Bricklink, it will be a bit nicer when it's this way. If we just did A's and then B's, eventually we're going to run out of starting points, and then it's going to be a bit tricky. So E's, you know, down to AZ for that starting of the pick path is really good. And then we have a 2-digit number code for those. So these organisers go up to 24, most of them. And so we're going A24. Okay. We could look at doing that in the future where, you know, we have multiple of these at AE and they go up in the numbers. But my thinking behind this going up to 24 was that if we ever moved away from this system, it's still going to be able to get into, say, like one of these as an AE up to 24 and then room to expand. So that's kind of the thinking. This was exactly how we started. We started with about 10 of these was our initial stock when we opened our store. So they've served us well. They're about $8 each, and that's how we do it. So we start at the top here, and this is all of our used categories, and some slightly out of order, but hey, it's what works. And then we go down to B's here. Now, the tricky part with this is because I've got a number of different organisers, and we're just trying to squish as much in as possible. We go over to here, and this is actually a new organiser, which I'm hoping to get into different spots so it becomes, again, for used. I would think as much as possible you're trying to keep used and new separate. There is an exception to that, which we'll show shortly. But yeah, as much as possible, we're keeping used and new separate. So you go A's, and then B's kind of flow that way. There's a couple here. Again, not quite perfect, but it works in my mind at the moment. So I'm not needing to change it. And then down to B, I think we're at about BP so far. Once we've done that one there, generally we'll spit out going to our drawers, which are down here. So these are our drawers. So drawer 1 all the way down. Except these ones here obviously have all our minifigures now. So drawers, and then down to this one here. And then it spits out to H, which goes over here. And these are all of our new organisers. So the same size organiser, but we keep our used and new separate. I think that's really important. Even though we might mix drawers with new parts, it is all new in there. I think that's really important. You don't want sort of dust and dirt from used pieces. If you've missed something, get into the new ones as well. So it goes down to H. And then from H, we're back across to our new side. So all of these organisers on this side, besides behind our lovely Star Wars mock, are all new. So this side of it, anything in the middle or on the far side is used. And we go down to here. At this point, that's finished off the ends, and then we go to oversized tubs, which are back over there. Now, back and forth is not too much of an issue because we find that most of our oversized organisers we pull and have to go over there because we're doing generally quite a high count. And the oversized ones is where we sort of break the rule that we have, and this is both used and new, but they are individually bagged. Because we've got such large quantities of parts that don't sort of fit in our normal drawers, we don't have a lot of bigger drawers either. They just go in these oversized tubs just here. So I think we've got a whole bunch of used plates in here, but these are all new. And generally what I'm doing, although I haven't done for these ones, is I'm sticking a little sticky on there saying new. Because there's not too much in this drawer, it's not the biggest issue, but that's all there. And the only loose stuff is sort of things that just don't really work that well in a bag. So, you know, castle bits, don't like this base plate there, but base plates, and that goes in our oversized bins as well. So, again, sometimes you just got to do what works for you, and that's the stage we're at. We mentioned previously that we're going to be starting to add on some more oversized containers to get this to 10, just to fill in that space, because these containers were bought before we bought the shelf, rather than the other way around, and we can fit a lot more on the shelves with these ones down there. From O, then it brings us around, and generally we'll spit out for Ws. Again, trying to leave space after the oversized, that if we go into more organisers like this or a bigger space, we can always expand. But it goes from WA all the way down to I, JKL, M and N are over there. Up and P are currently up there. Again, just using space. And then we're down to Q. So the ideal thing would be that Qs in the future would continue a wall from here. But at this stage, it's kind of there. Now, in my mind, that works. Might not make sense to all of you who have your own store, but we just have to do sort of what we can to fit in the space. And with our store continuing to up parts, as you can see, we've got a heap of used and categories under here to add. We just need a little bit more space, which we are space poor. The other thing to mention as well is that we have boxes up here, 3 boxes, box D&D, box 26 and box 25 and box 26, and that is all of our new minifigures, and we saw all of our used minifigures down here on base plates, so that we can take these to markets, which we do have one on Saturday, and they're looking very nice and full. Some really nice minifigures in there. Mary Jane for $40. We've got a couple of Lord of the Rings figures, really cool Scarecrow up the back, which is a slight crack, but most of these are pretty full. It's like an army of Owen Grady's here. Pretty full, and going to be great to get that to the market on Saturday, and hopefully should be a bit more full than our previous one. So that's kind of how we organize our store, and later on in the week we're going to show you a few things for sorting processes, just how we go through about getting used into the store, because I think now that we've got somebody doing sort of our initial sort, I think sorting used ourselves is almost even a better margin than parting out. Yes, it might not be as quick getting pieces into the store, but the margin is a lot better, I think, for the time we spend. So we might take a bit of a deep dive into numbers, or just actually show you that process. And I think the way we're doing it at the moment, we seem to be getting really good quality pieces into the store and getting all of our junk out. Still selling that, which is great, but getting that in. So hopefully that made sense. And if you have any issues, or if you've spotted something that could actually improve, as some of you do from time to time, please drop a comment below and let us know. I love chatting with people and chatting Bricklink, and it's been cool to see some people do that over the last couple of weeks, pointing out something that I might have missed, or even some of you saying, oh, I saw that part and I'd love to buy it.
Took a bit of a break this week, and the wee one and I, along with wifey, went along to watch some football at the stadium.
And welcome back home. It is a early Saturday morning. Excuse the voice, which is a little bit gone after screaming, yelling at the football last night. But here we are on a Saturday morning setting up for our market. And we've got all of our minifigures into their containers ready to go, and some of our 3D prints, which we'll be putting over there. And a couple of sets that we're going to be selling. Picked up a battle pack for the clone troopers, so we're going to get that there. A couple of gift with purchases and things, and then we have a really good selection of poly bags for this week, as well as some of our displays and things. Those sets are going to be parted out hopefully later on today, but all of this is going. Taking some sort of larger vehicle parts and things, and some boats, as well as a number of base plates, and trying to get rid of those hopefully today. So that's going to be going later on today. We're doing that from 10 o'clock to 2 a.m, so 4 hours. It's a free event. It's a bit of a fundraiser for a local kindergarten, and so that's going to be really good. So getting them in tubs as well. We got 2 orders that we're going to have to pack later on today for $100 between them, which is really cool. And that is really, really close to our 100,000 mark, which we're hopefully going to hit later on today. So lots of things happening today. And still want to tackle that big bulk lot. So we've got a number of minifigures out of there, but haven't actually identified them so far. But it's looking like we've got about maybe, $300 to $400 of figures alone, and then a number of different parts. And the fact that we spent $400 on it is really, really good. So that's go well. We've got also 2 more orders over there ready for pickup for some repeat customers. So that is fantastic. So more organising setup. We'll take you through a bit of the setup again for the market, and catch up this afternoon as well with how we go. Right, we've just finished up at another market here on a Saturday in Wellington, and I have to admit that was probably, I think I had 10 minutes to probably just sit down and just do nothing, but it was 4 hours of lots of people coming in, lots of young families, obviously being hosted at a kindergarten or a daycare, and we sold a heap of builder figs, which was really awesome. So we'll take you through the setup of our stall in a second and show you a photo from the actual event, and just talk about some things that I'm thinking about when we do a market. Having had those 2 experiences now makes it a really good way of seeing exactly how you would do things and what kind of works. And so that's really important, I think, when you go into a market and selling Lego. Definitely some good wins today. We're going to go back home, figure out exactly how much we made, and catch up with you in a bit. So here we have our market set up, and a nice little spot there. We have a range of things in this one here. We have our builder figs. We were selling poly bags and minifigures. Not too many sets. Again, that's just not what we stock generally in our store. But we talk about used minifigures on the base plates, as we mentioned. That builder fig station that you can see in the middle there was really, really popular, and was a pretty good way of moving lots of city and town pieces as well that we had. We also do, as mentioned, send some to a customer over in Australia. So that was really good. We also had the minifigures, and then also our 3D prints. And the minifigure setup with this was really good. One thing to be aware of if you do a market like this is lovely little fingers. We had lots of little people trying to pull them off at the front, and some lovely adults who like to swap places for figures. But we managed to do a good consolidation when we got back. Alright, we are still sitting in a bit of a mess, and I need to go through the process of reconsolidating or putting them back in for all of our minifigures, because whenever there are gaps in our minifigures now, we need to make sure we take them out of the store. What we do with this is we take all the minifigures and put them into stockroom while we go and sell at our market, and that way it means that we can check back and take them off before we add them back into the store. So that's something to do very shortly. I've been emptying out most of the tubs here, so this one has just got a little bit more to go. I'm going to start getting that sorted back into boxes for the next time we do a market. But really, really successful market. As I said, we did a heap of sales, around about $280 worth of minifigures and poly bags and things, and then we sold 1 3D prints when we were there, and also a couple of orders coming through. So that's really exciting. For the fact that we paid nothing for the market means, in my mind, that was a very good success for 4 hours of selling. So the store is looking like an absolute tip site at the moment, but it is organised. We're currently sitting on a part upload for lots of different plates and some modified plates. That's going to get us super, super close to our target of 100,000 parts. However, yesterday we were down to this number to go, and then we had 2 orders of 1,000 parts. So we're really trying to get to that 1,000 mark, and I think the subs are closer as well. So we're going to update that. It's going to be a bit of tidying up. The old man and family are down, so we're going to be getting some food soon, and we'll see how much we get done to get that total closer to the 10,000 mark, 100,000 mark rather. And what I have done as well is I've pulled these drawers back across, because I was just getting sick of coming around to our used side and not having a place to put my desk. So that's there at the moment. I might think about investing a little bit of a tower or something, but at this stage, The only way we're getting there is if we keep stacking these heads on each other, and we are sending those hopefully on Marketplace, and we have a couple of 3D print orders to pick up. So all in all, a very successful week once again in the store, and it's just onwards and upwards, I think. And it's really about trying to fill in as many of these containers next week as well. And we are really looking forward to some upcoming announcements that we'll be able to make over the next week or so, and I'm very excited about them. And there's some really cool things coming up. One thing in particular that we're thinking of doing is over the next couple of weeks filming another members video. So if you haven't already and you're interested, then clicking the join button below. It costs you $1 a week and allows you access to early access for the vlogs and also some members content. And so our next members vlog is going to be on our process for sorting and how we can add value to that. So a little bit more of a deep dive than how we've done previously. And we'll talk about how we organize with our sorters as well. And that will be in the members video. So if you're interested in that, please click the link below. Otherwise, thank you very, very much for all of your support. As you can see, our tiny little room is all of our Bricklink store. And the fact that you guys are here and supporting us means a lot. It does mean a lot. And big shout out to my wife who's letting me take over multitudes of the room once again as we continue this. So yeah, please let me know in the comments as well if you've got any questions or some feedback. Always love chatting with people, so drop that below and hit that subscribe button, people, because that over there needs to be given away. 4 sets, 1 minifigure up to $50 value, and a nice little 3D print.